Hello everyone, I'm Lin Wontong. Today, we will delve into the core value of housing as a fundamental human right and its strategic significance in promoting national development. Housing not only serves the physical function of providing shelter from the elements but also acts as a crucial link in maintaining family stability, fostering social harmony, and driving sustainable development. The United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights clearly states that having adequate housing is a fundamental human right. Stable housing can bring a sense of security to families, reduce psychological stress, and lower the risks of life. Data shows that it can decrease the dropout rate of children by 23%, reduce family conflicts by 18%, and promote intergenerational inheritance and social cohesion. The family is the foundation of society, and housing security is an important guarantee for maintaining social stability. Sustainable Development Goal 11 (CGG 11) emphasizes the construction of inclusive and safe cities and human settlements, with housing at the core of this objective. According to the 2024 report of the United Nations Human Settlements Program, reasonable housing planning can reduce urban transportation energy consumption by 30% and increase the coverage rate of public services by 40%, significantly promoting the intensive use of resources and green development in cities. At the same time, inclusive housing policies can promote social integration among different income groups, reduce class segregation, and fundamentally enhance the risk resistance and innovation vitality of communities. Real estate speculation has seriously disrupted market order. In 2023, the annual increase in housing prices in the core area of Kuala Lumpur reached 12%, with 40% of the transactions being investment purchases. Housing quality issues are prominent. The National Building Research Institute's 2024 inspection revealed that 18% of newly built houses have structural safety hazards. In the loan approval process, the rejection rate of banks is as high as 35%, mainly due to insufficient income proof and a strict credit scoring system. In addition, the construction of housing information platforms is lagging behind, causing 43% of low-income families to miss out on government subsidy policies. In Malaysia, housing choices are confronted with multiple structural contradictions. According to the data from the Ministry of Housing in 2024, the average monthly income of the B40 group is only 2,388 ringgit, while 80% of the newly built houses in the market have an average price of over 250,000 ringgit, far beyond their affordability. Although the M40 group has an average monthly income of 5,873 ringgit, they still have to bear the mortgage pressure for as long as 30 years. Meanwhile, the supply-demand ratio of high-quality housing areas is as high as 1:7, leading to derivative problems such as excessively long commuting times and difficulties in accessing educational resources. The housing affordability crisis among different groups. In Malaysia, the housing affordability issue is particularly acute. According to the 2024 National Statistics Department data, the average monthly income of the B40 group is only 2,388 ringgit, while 80% of new housing units in the market have an average price of over 250,000 ringgit, far beyond their affordability range. Although the M40 group has an average monthly income of 5,873 ringgit, with the annual average increase in housing prices at 12%, the down payment and 30-year mortgage still pose a heavy burden. This gap has led many families to be forced to choose remote areas or informal housing, exacerbating the inequality in access to education and medical resources.
You've probably heard the old real estate saying, location, location, location. When you buy a home in a good location, it usually becomes a solid, long-term investment. That's why a home's location is an important factor to consider. Well, here are some good location characteristics to look for. Higher or increasing home values in the neighborhood. Access to schools, transportation, shopping, and parks. A high percentage of home ownership. Well-maintained properties in the neighborhood. A well-regarded school district. A low crime rate. A good future outlook for the neighborhood. High resale values. If the location you select has most of these characteristics, your investment is more likely to be safe and profitable. And when you decide to sell your property, a desirable location will play a big role in the sale, creating a greater demand and helping to sell your home faster and for a higher price.
Obtain the approach that can be guaranteed to support is establishing a housing loan guarantee fund to provide a maximum of 80% of the guarantee for the reducing the risk of bank lending. Technological innovation reshapes the housing production model, color transformation, implement the zero carbon housing standard, offer a 15% tax reduction for projects adopting solar photovoltaic and rainwater recycling systems, and promote energy conservation and emission reduction in the construction industry. Social level, community greening has become a bridge for neighborhood interaction. People work together, digging holes, planting seedlings, and watering. Through such labor, they communicate and interact, enhancing their relationships. Neighbors who were once strangers become familiar and close because of this touch of green. This close-knit connection among neighbors builds a more harmonious and warm-hearted community atmosphere. Community greening is also the practice of the concept of sustainable development. It allows our children to get in touch with nature and love it from an early age, cultivating their environmental protection awareness. When we see children carefully filling the soil around young saplings, it's as if we can see the hope for future green development. This community greening initiative is a green scroll painted with our own hands. It makes our community more vibrant and our lives more beautiful.
Home in a flood zone. And you're probably saying, yeah, no, duh, I wouldn't buy in a flood zone. But I'm talking about the ones that are specifically in a 100-year and 500-year floodplain. And even if the home's never flooded, I wouldn't do it because, number one, the insurance. Now, here in New Jersey, your average flood insurance is about $1,700 a year, and it could go up to around $5,000 a year. Now, the average cost in flood insurance in the United States, you're looking around $800, just between $800 and $900 a year. A 100-year flood zone means that there's a chance that the area would flood once every 100 years. 500-year zone, same thing. Like there's a chance it'll flood in 500 years. I wouldn't be relying on that because of all the crazy storms we've been having. There's still a risk. There's a risk that that house is going to flood. Now, even if the homeowner tells you, oh, it's a 500-year floodplain, we've never had water, doesn't mean it's not going to happen to you. There's no guarantee. I get it. If you love the house, you need the house and whatever, I would be running far away from a house that's in a flood zone. Now, look, if you're buying a house on the Jersey Shore or, or down in Florida, you're on a beach somewhere near the water, that's another major risk, and I wouldn't be taking that on. But if you see that a house is in a 100-year, 500-year floodplain, I wouldn't do it. I would never buy that. The next type of house I would never buy is
when floods strike, houses may be submerged, their structures damaged, and internal facilities destroyed, posing a serious threat to the lives and property of residents. For instance, in the 2021 floods in the Malaysian peninsula, the once-in-a-century torrential rain forced 125,000 residents in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, and other areas to evacuate, and many houses were washed away. Therefore, when building houses, it is necessary to take into account the suitability of the region. also increases future repair costs.
I think I used to apply affordable homes, I think since year 2013, yeah, 2013, and then maybe 2015. Yeah, these both years, I think it always through the property agent to apply affordable homes, and I think I'm not very sure and also knowing about the whole process, but actually we have to prepare a lot of documents, first thing. And most crucial, the deciding factor is that whether or not you'll be able to be approved by bank to get the loan before you can able to get to be approved by the affordable homes to get the house. So for the 2 times I was not approved by bank, and eventually I think it's about my finances was not very good, because I think I'm still paying for my installment for my car and things like that. So yeah, I very quickly, because I have the past experience of submitting documents, so I am quite prepared to send him all the documents, and was very quickly I was given a loan by the bank to confirm this purchase. So this is where I successfully secured the affordable homes. I think since 2018 November, like that, I signed the S&P. Me is I just feel like I need a place of my own, so I do not think of much, even though the unit, whether or not it really suits me or not, I never really get to see. But for me, as long as I get a home But I think my parents and so my relatives, they will feel like, you are a home buyer but you don't get to choose your own unit. They also have some comments and remarks about it So, and yeah, after all, for me it's like I hope that this is an affordable home, since it's being subsidized by government. It should be trustable, a trustable developer to do it. Through since 2019, the whole year, it was before the pandemic, the progress of the construction also not very, I should say, not very fast and efficient. And then it was until 2020 when the pandemic outbreak and everything taken a halt, and the construction workers, the construction site also got construction workers actually contracted COVID. So it slowed down the whole construction process, where I'm supposed to get the home ready by 2020, last year, December. But they just complete until the car park, which is the 9 levels. And then they still have another 45 levels of house they haven't built yet. We have 2 blocks. The latest that we are gonna get the home probably is gonna be 2020, next year December, or 2023, the first quarter, yeah.
Home ownership is of vital importance to national development. Economically, it can drive growth, boost related industries such as building materials, promote capital flow, and stabilize fiscal revenue. Socially, it safeguards residents' property rights, enhances their sense of security and happiness, maintains social order and stability. and creates a favorable environment for family development.
Housing issues have never been isolated livelihood topics. Rather, they serve as an important yardstick for testing a country's governance capacity and measuring the degree of social civilization. From safeguarding human rights to driving development, from resolving individual predicaments to building a harmonious society, every step forward in housing security lays a foundation for the long-term stability and prosperity of the country.